You are on the line, of course, with Juan and my partner in crime, the Rhino Ryan Knowles, and talking about the key matchups in ASU's big November 10th showdown in the Los Angeles Coliseum against the Trojans from University of Spoiled Children. I mean, Southern California. I mean, South Central. I mean, whatever moniker you want to use for USC to diss them, I don't really care because you can't spell suck without USC. So let's get into the key matchups here, Rhino. What are two big matchups that you think in the skill positions that absolutely have to get addressed and have to be important for ASU to pull this victory off?
And the first has got to be Taylor Kelly against USC's dynamic front seven, because I mean, Taylor Kelly, he likes to get outside, he likes to extend plays. But he has not faced really a front seven as athletic and fast as this unit. I think the ASU really needs to mix up the play selection a little bit with some more screens and draws. I mean, they've worked well for them so far this season to really keep the pressure off Kelly, get him really back in a groove after two bad games in the last 3 weeks, and keep him upright and give him time to pick apart that Trojan second.
When he has time, he does so great. It almost felt like against Oregon State, not to go back to that and beat that dead horse, but looking at him on the TV cameras, he looked rattled. I'm not going to say scared. He looked rattled.
Yeah.
Like he was pissed off, like, it's not going my way, and you don't want your quarterback looking like that. That never bodes well.
You need a guy with short memory, keeps his composure.
Yeah.
I mean,
Eye of the tiger, man. Eye of the tiger, baby.
That's what you need, and I think that has been Taylor Kelly so far this season.
Yeah, it's a cool customer.
But the last couple weeks,
kind of got away from him.
Going up against that heavier level of competition, it's really gotten to him a little bit, and the team has suffered for it. Maybe this is a game that he can really bounce back and really kind of come into his own. I mean, it's a little bit tough with the way things have gone. Hopefully they'll have Andrew Sampson back on that offensive line. I think that's very crucial. But I think that they need to sustain some drives.
Absolutely, move the chains.
I'll get into that in my keys to the game. But right now, my other key has got to be ASU's running backs against those USC linebackers, because ASU has got to run the ball. I mean, absolutely. You cannot get away from the run, even if you're down a couple of scores in the second half. Not again. They really need to work that clock and keep USC's offense off the field, because they do not want to get into a shootout with Matt Barkley and company.
Yeah, we'll lose that game 55-20.
If you can control time of possession, keep those chains moving, you can control the pace and the flow of the game, and give yourself and your defense a chance to really set the tone.
Absolutely. And one thing that I think is going to be important, like you said, capitalizing on your big matchup, Rhino, is going to be opening up holes.
Yeah.
O-line has to make it happen. You can't let these guys get in the backfield. Our backs cannot be getting hit when they're getting the handoff or shortly after the handoff. That's how fumbles start. That's how turnovers happen. The little things, man. Like you said, getting Sampson back's going to help.
And
it's just frustrating to see sometimes.
Those 1 and 2 yard gains really need to turn like 4 and 5.
Absolutely, and they have the talent to do it.
I think so.
Specifically in this game, I think our tackles need to step it up. Bryce Schwab and Evan Finkenberg. Evan was a guy who a couple years ago was showing promises of becoming an all Pac-12 player. Now, I know we have a handicap we're dealing with. Number one, they did not have a high, what I would say, quality coach. Now they got a coach who's really coaching them. His name escapes me at the moment, but Bob Connolly, thank you, who's trying to undo a lot of that, Greg Smith-esque stuff that happened. But it's a slow process sometimes. With Cazzetto, for instance, we were 5 years in this program when we flourished in '96. So
new faces that they got. I mean,
new faces, new system, new coach. It's not easy.
How much they miss Garth Gerhardt and Darius Simmons right now?
Oh, absolutely. Those are two guys that could have been all-stars. Darius is still working to get back in the NFL. We met him last week at the UCLA game, and he's a really nice guy, by the way.
Yeah.
But in this game, I think that Bryce and Evan need to have their best game of the season.
No doubt.
Because these guys from USC, Wes Horton and Morgan Breslin, they're going to come at you every single play, and they're going to watch the Oregon State film, they're going to watch the UCLA film, they're going to watch the Oregon film.
High motor guys.
Absolutely, and they are going to look at everything that you're doing wrong, bet on it. These guys are studying you, so they need to study their guys, and they need to be able to get in position. They need to be able to knock these guys off the ball, get into them in the run game, knock the hell out of them, knock the piss out of them, get them upset, get them to make the mistakes. There's nothing better when a D lineman gets up and takes a swing at you. You know you're doing your job.
Yeah.
We need to get some personal fouls against USC to get those chains moving, and that starts with frustrating them. When you frustrate them, you beat their ass.
Yeah,
that's basically it. You got to come off the ball. You got to be physical, and our tackles have shown flashes of that, but they need to do that from the first play to the last freaking play. That's going to be the difference.
You don't even really need to pancake them. I mean, you really just
knock them 3 yards off the ball.
Exactly.
2 yards off the ball.
But in the running game, absolutely. But if you in the passing game, you just
keep them away from Taylor.
Get them going upfield because Taylor is excellent at stepping up the pocket and rolling out. As long as you can keep them off his back, and he's going to extend plays. He's going to make things happen with his legs. Just give him the time to do that. That's all you really need to do. You don't need to be perfect, just be good enough.
Yeah, we were always told, with Jake Plummer, don't assume the play's over until you hear the crowd cheer.
Exactly.
So that's when you know the play's over. And so those are our key matchups.
The same holds true for Taylor.
Absolutely. Yeah. So those are our key matchups as far as the ASU offense versus the Trojan defense. As we start winding down this edition of On the Line, of course, Rhino's going to be giving his keys to the game. I'll be giving mine. Rhino's going to be talking about the good, the bad, and the ugly. And then I'll be winding it down by putting it on the line. Don't go away. We're almost done.